It's time for a book haul. Uh-oh. Hello, book besties. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Delaney if you are new here, and we are here with one of the most exciting and most fun videos to film because I bought books and now we get to talk about them. Book buying and book reading, I truly believe, are two entirely different hobbies, and man, I love a good book shopping spree, specifically like discounted book shopping sprees. One thing about me is I love a good deal, especially on books, and I ordered from 3 different like unique online shopping places for books. That was a really strange way to word that, but I got some really great deals on some books and I'm excited to share them with you. I'm very excited to add all of these to my shelves and to my TBR. So I want to keep the intro short and sweet because I'm like actually so antsy to show you guys what I got. So we're gonna hop right into the books. I ordered from 3 different websites, so I'm gonna kind of go through each one where I ordered from and what I picked up from each site. So first I'm starting with Pango Books, and this is like secondhand sellers. Like anyone can make a Pango Books account and sell their books on Pango Books. I have a Pango Books account and I sell my own books that I no longer want on my shelves on there. It's kind of like Poshmark, if you're familiar with that, but all books. It's amazing. And I got some insanely good deals on books that have been on my Amazon wish list, and I was like, I don't need to buy these from Amazon. I can support some random girl across the country and put money in her pocket instead and get the books that I want for cheaper. Heck yeah. And they were all in new condition, which is really nice. So the first book I got from Pango Books is Darling Venom, and I have heard Sarah Caroli talk about this book. Honestly, I think the majority of the books I got from Pango Books are because of Sarah. But I picked up Darling Venom, and I think this is like a Valentine's Day romance. I think it takes place at Valentine's Day, and I'm pretty sure it's like a heavier romance. It says, I wasn't supposed to be on that roof on Valentine's Day. Neither was Kellen, the school's designated freak. We met on the verge of ending our lives. Somehow, the tattered strings of our tragedies tangled and tightened into an unlikely bond. Wow, say that 5 times fast. Tattered strings of our tattered strings of our tragedies tangled and tightened. Oof, that's some alliteration. So I honestly don't know a ton about this book, but I've heard great things and it's really beautiful, and I love the start of each chapter has like a dark page, which is kind of cool. And then it makes the side of the book look satisfying because there's like the grain, the dark colors. It's like the little things in life, you know what I mean? So I picked up Darling Venom. Like I said, I know it's a darker emotional romance. It sounds like 2 people that are really struggling in life meet at the moment that they are about to end their lives, and I'm thinking a love story blooms from that. I don't really know. I'm probably going to save this for Valentine's Day since it takes place on Valentine's Day, but I'm excited. Then I have Ghosted by J.M. Darhauer, and this for sure is a Sarah Caroli pick. She loves this book, and I normally don't like the Hollywood trope, and I think the main character is like Hollywood's heartthrob in this book, but that's okay. So this follows our 2 main characters, Kennedy and Jonathan, and they met in high school, and I think they run away to like chase their Hollywood dreams together. Again, don't know much about this book. I know there's a lot of letters in this book, and I love mixed media in books. I love letters in books so much. And another like quirky thing that I love in a book is when all the chapters uniformly start on the right page of the book, leaving the left page blank if it needs to be. Something about that, it's like so satisfying to me. So A+ for formatting on this book as well. I don't really know. If anyone knows what this book's about, let me know, but I sure don't. Then I picked up Say You Swear. This is one of the most recommended books that I see recommended to me. And again, don't even know what it's about. It is thick though. And I know when I posted, I think I posted asking for like your top like 5-star romance recommendation, and so many people said Say You Swear. I've heard honestly nothing but phenomenal things about this book, and it's rated very high on Goodreads as well, so like my expectations are pretty high. It's a college romance, which normally not a huge fan of college romances, but I've heard that this one is a little bit deeper, a little bit more meaningful, a little bit more emotional, so my hopes are high. I'm going to give it a shot and we'll see what comes of it. It says, they say first loves last forever, and that's exactly what I'm afraid of. I don't know. I'm excited. Then I picked up Just Last Night, and I have seen Haley Pham talk a lot about this book and about this author. And I think Destiny Sidwell also said that she read this book and like the depiction of grief in this book was really amazing. And I lost someone earlier this year, and I feel like it's just been kind of like an ongoing journey, like the phases of grief. It's just kind of like a never-ending cycle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think grief ever fully goes away when you lose someone you love. So any book that like covers the topic of grief really well, I am very interested to read. So I will be reading this one probably soon. I honestly want to read this like in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for reviews and thoughts on this, but I'm really, really excited. This sounds like it's really about friendship and maybe like friends to lovers a little bit. Lifelong friendships, long buried secrets, and unexpected love. Sounds great to me. Now we're jumping to Book Outlet, and Book Outlet is not secondhand, but it's Overstock books. So like books from Target, Walmart, Barnes, wherever they come from, that they like basically bought too much inventory and they had too much in stock. They will send them to Book Outlet, and the Book Outlet will sell them for super cheap. And they were doing their fiction for $5.99 sale. So all of these books were $5.99 each, which was an amazing deal. First book I picked up is The Midwife of Auschwitz, and I read The Nightingale, and it kickstarted my fascination with learning more about World War II. And then I watched The Tattooist of Auschwitz on Peacock, I think is what it's on, and I fell in love with it. I know that's a book too. I didn't read it, but I watched the show, and this sounds really phenomenal. It has like a 4.5, I believe, star rating on Goodreads, which is really, really high, and it sounds great. The back says, 1943, as I held the tiny baby in my arms, my fingers traced the black tattoo etched across her little thigh, and I prayed that one day this set of numbers would have the power to reunite a family torn apart by war. I already know that this is going to be so emotional. It will probably make me cry. It will definitely make me cry. And I'm excited. I haven't really seen anyone talking about it, but it sounds really good. Then I picked up Only Love Can Hurt Like This, and as you can see, like it has the Target sticker on it, so this one came from Target, and it's like in new condition. It just was an Overstock book, which is super cool. So this follows Ren and Anders, and Ren realizes that her fiance is in love with somebody else, and Anders just lost his wife 4 years ago and is struggling with grief and moving on and like life after loss. The back says, it's an unforgettable love story with an earth-shattering secret at its core that asks the question, is love worth risking everything for? This looks like just a great emotional standalone romance. Again, I don't know anything about any of these books really. I just like was excited to read them. I kind of just read them or picked them up based on the cover and what I've heard about them without really knowing much about the plot. So we're kind of going in blind, but I'm excited. Sounds great. It's like just a good standalone romance length too. It's like 370 pages. I'm excited to get to this one. I feel like it'll be a good, just kind of pick up and read in a sitting or two type of book. Then I picked up The Long Game, and I have had my eye on this at Target for probably close to a year now. Something about the cover just appeals to me. I don't know if it's like the random animals on the front. There's like a goat on the front. I don't know if it's the man with the soccer ball and the lady in the power suit. Like, I don't really know what's going on, but it looks good. So Adeline, our female main character, works for the Miami Flames FC offices. She has an altercation with the team's mascot, and the team's owner, who is also her dad, sends her away to North Carolina, where she is tasked with turning around the struggling local soccer team. Oh, and they're 9-year-old girls. Then we have Cameron, who's in town. He's a retired professional goalkeeper, and he could really help Adeline like turn the soccer team around, but it sounds like maybe there's tension? It says they have an unfortunate first encounter, so maybe like some enemies to lovers, like tension to lovers type style, and also like maybe some forced proximity because they have to work together to coach these 9-year-old girls play soccer. I don't know. It sounds really, really cute, honestly. And the cover, it's pretty. How could I not? Okay, I need to speed up because this is taking forever. And I picked up All Roads Lead Here, and this is my first Mariana Zapata book that I have picked up, and I know she's like the queen of slow burn. I'm a little bit nervous about that, I'm not going to lie, because I don't think I've ever read like an insanely slow burn romance. So we shall see how that goes. I've heard a lot of mixed things on Mariana Zapata. A lot of people love her and say she's like their favorite author, and then some people say like the slow burn's just a little bit too slow burning. So let me know if you've read Mariana Zapata and if this is a good book to start with. I don't know much about her books at all, just that I know her name is talked about a lot. I think Larry Reed's talks about her a lot. So comment down below if you have any insight into like Mariana Zapata books, or like orders that I should read them in, or anything like that, what the best one is to read. I'm excited. It looks good. The cover just got redone too, I think, and it's pretty. Then I have Mame, and this is not only a beautiful cover, but a really powerful coming of age story from what I've heard, and I'm pretty sure it takes place in London. From familial duty and racism to female pleasure, the complexity of love, and the life-saving power of friendship. So yeah, it's really just, it sounds like about womanhood and becoming a woman, and kind of just a coming of age story for women, which I love that genre. I love women's fiction so much, and I'm very excited to read this book. Not only is it absolutely stunning, but it sounds like the insides are going to be equally as good. Then I picked up a book that I've already read, but I needed the physical copy because it's one of my favorites. I have The Collected Regrets of Clover. This follows Clover, who's a death doula and walks people through their final phases of life. So many deep themes about life and death and grief and what it means to live like a meaningful and fulfilling life, and the importance of relationships and friendships and different forms of relationships, and honestly, just a life-changing book. I read this book at the perfect time on my grieving journey. It brought me so much comfort and made me feel so much less alone. It's just phenomenal. I think the world of this book. I talk about this book all the time, and so I needed the physical copy of it. I'm super glad I own it now. I honestly might reread it when I have the chance. Then the last website I ordered from is bookshop.org, and these aren't necessarily discounted books, but 80% of the profits from this website go directly to independent 80% of the profits from this website go directly to independent bookstores. So my goal around like the holiday season time this year is to support as many like small and independent businesses as I can. So when I read about that, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to buy from them. Like I don't even care. I'm gonna see what they have. They had every book that I wanted. They had like honestly every book under the sun. And so I placed an order from them, and I picked up 5 books, I think. So I'm excited for these. First book I ordered from bookshop.org is actually a pre-order, and I picked up Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This is maybe my most anticipated new release for 2025. It's torn between this and Rewind It Back in the Windy City series, but man, am I so excited for this. So I had to like ensure that I'm getting it. I pre-ordered it. It's on its way to me as soon as it is released. I'm so excited for this. And I couldn't say no. It was like one of the first books that popped up on their website, and I was like, add to cart, I need it. Then I picked up a book that I have actually already read, and that is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. This is my favorite memoir that I've ever read in my entire life. This follows obviously Chanel Miller, and she is in like the infamous Brock Turner sexual assault case. And man, is it powerful. This memoir like actually changed my life. It sounds dramatic, but I mean it. It truly changed my life. And I think the world of Chanel Miller. I think she is the strongest woman. I think she is such a powerful voice in this space. And I think this is a memoir that honestly everybody could benefit reading. It is beautifully done. Beautifully done. So I really want to reread this. I want to annotate it, and I just wanted the physical copy. So this is going on my TBR. Even though I've already read it, I really want to reread it. And probably early in 2025, I will be rereading this because it's so good. Then I picked up Butcher and Blackbird, and I'm trying so hard to enter my dark romance era, and I feel like this is maybe a good intro to dark romance book. So hopefully we can tiptoe into the dark romance waters. I'm so intimidated by the genre, but I've heard that this is a really great like beginner dark romance. It's a little bit lighter. It's like it says it's a friends to lovers dark romantic comedy. So hopefully a little bit lighter than like just pure dark romance. Oh, it's a serial killer romance. It's gonna be dark. It is, but I think it'll be good. Then I picked up a poetry book, and that is A Bit Much. This is by Lindsay Rush, and I follow her on Instagram, and I love her poems so much. And I'm very excited to read this and have her book in my hands. I followed her for a very long time. I love her work. I really admire her work. I love poetry. It's just so good, so close to my heart, and I'm very excited to have her book in my hands now. Last book in the book haul, and the thickest book in the book haul, I picked up Bad Reputation by Krista and Becca Ritchie. If you know me, you know that the Addicted Calloway Sister series is one of my favorite series of all time, And for some reason, I have not read the interconnected duology that goes with it. So I finally picked up Bad Reputation. This is also available on Kindle Unlimited, so I'll probably be flipping back and forth because like she's thick. But honestly, it's like, oh my gosh, they like broke down all the chapters. Okay, if you know the Addicted Calloway Sister series, this follows Willow and Garrison, which you meet later in the series, and it like breaks down how this story fits into the timeline of Addicted Calloway. That's so cool. I love this series so much. I love these characters. I'm very excited to re-enter this world. I have missed my core 6, and honestly, even Willow and Garrison, I really like them too. So I'm so excited to re-enter this universe. It's gonna be so good. All right, guys, those are the 15, I think, books that I picked up recently, and I got some good ones. I'm so excited to add these to my TBR, to get to them, to read them with you guys. If you have read any of these, please let me know your thoughts down below. And also, I want to know, what is the last book that you picked up? Because you deserve to treat yourself to a book every once in a while, and I want to know the last book that you bought for yourself. But that is all for today's video. Thanks for hanging out with me yet again. Make sure you're following me on all the things and subscribed here so you don't miss any future videos and potentially seeing these books in some upcoming vlogs and wrap-ups. So I will catch you in the next video, and I'll see you then. Bye, book besties.